HBAR Guardians, what's up? Thank you for passing by. My name is Phil and I am from Mints and Drops. And today I'm receiving on the show no other than Hbrahs1 from Hbrahs, Australian dude, artist, street art. He's doing graffitis. He's bringing all his friends. He's doing murals, dropping PFP selection. He just dropped last Friday. Clutch guy. I had a blast. Enjoy. Bro, thank you so much for your presence today on the show, man. Welcome. How are you?
Good, thanks, man. How are you? How you going this
I'm
morning?
doing great.
This
I'm doing
afternoon?
great, man. Finally, you come in. You know, we've been at it for quite some time now, and thank you for taking the time today.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I really do appreciate it. It's a long time coming, so thank you very much.
Really, and you're on the verge of dropping, man. You're on the verge of dropping.
That's right. It's a long time coming, but I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited to show the market what we've been cooking, and yeah, it's very exciting. It's a big moment. So yeah, very excited and very happy.
It is. How's this? How much time you've been around? Yeah.
Well, personally, I've been in the HEDERA NFT space since November 2021.
Yeah.
That was just as a collector and a user. But the project's been happening since around, let me think, May 2022.
Yeah.
That's when the idea kind of came to my head, and it's kind of been a work in progress from there. I'm kind of, as you can imagine, it's a long time in the making.
It is, man.
But I guess it was purposely done. I do have a very busy life. We all do, and I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to rush into the market with some, below average product. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
A long time. I think I've been in the space. I don't know if I'm considered OG, but I've been in the space for a considerable amount of time.
You are, man. Yeah, 100%. You are. You came in before the wave. You're no G, man.
Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it?
That's the metric, man. That's the metric we're using right now, man. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, can you what's I know, but for the people watching, what's the project about? How does it work, man? I've seen you were doing murals. Art is clutch. What's up with Hbrahs1?
Yeah, so the idea is, well, the project is Hbrahs, and essentially it is a play on words, Hbrah, a bit of a satire, twist on graffiti, street art, that kind of subculture.
Yeah.
I really want to explore graffiti and street art specifically through the project. I think there's so much talent in that sphere, and the art is undeniably incredible, and I think it's a great way to bring that kind of art to NFTs. I mean, the artists themselves, a lot of them don't even know what an NFT is. They don't know how it works. So my idea was, well, if I can get these people, showcase their art, get them an audience, they can see firsthand the reaction from the community. Graffiti is a very lonely, sometimes egotistical, but it's a very lonely art form. You throw a piece or you do a mural on a wall and you leave. And someone will look at it and they'll keep walking on their day. They don't see the reaction, so they don't get the love as much. So I thought it was a beautiful way to kind of bring that together and allow these artists to be like, oh man, people actually, really love my art, and just a screaming kid around. Yeah, so that's the kind of idea, that's the meaning behind it. But I guess the drop one, I wanted to kind of break the barriers, because especially in Australia, graffiti has a kind of stigma to it. The people who do write graffiti are usually, young hoodlums. We call them lads, eshays. They're degenerates. They're up to no good. So I kind of wanted to release a kind of cartoon spin on that, kind of break that barrier a little bit, have a little bit of fun. And then as the project progresses, then I get a little bit more serious with dropping the art. But, I'm kind of a firm believer in not taking life too seriously. I don't take myself too seriously, so I just wanted to have fun with it in the same process while dropping sick art. So that was kind of the idea.
You do. You truly do. The murals that you're doing, the one that you posted on Twitter, I believe that was 3 days ago. That was you on the video?
No, so that's DYOR. So that's a friend of mine in Indonesia.
Wow. Wow.
So he did the OG pass, what we've got going. And he's lined up to do a couple more pieces of art that we're going to drop. But yeah, he's amazing. He's super talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mad respect for every artist out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think it was cool to, showcase the time lapse of how he actually puts his art together. There's a lot of thought that goes into that. And I guess a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of thought and preparation that goes to, just specifically graffiti art.
Yeah, because people
whether
don't
that's
know.
legal or illegal.
Yeah, 100%. People don't know, and they still have this very thought, this stigma inside their head where they're just focusing on this is illegal, or this is it's probably like an up to no good kid who did that or whatever. But to do it's perspective, it's ratio to do something on the wall like that, man. You need to have a plan. Of course, you can't freestyle, but if you want something that's pristine, that's really nice, and it'll go through time. I mean, you need you need skills on the plan, man.
Yeah, and I guess it's to your point, like that's what I want to bring. I want to show people, okay, there are, tags and vandalism connected to it, but in the essence, it's graffiti's beauty. Graffiti is expression.
Yeah.
And I really want to kind of bring that to the table and make people realize, like, wow, like this is actually incredible what these guys are doing. I mean, some people realize, and a lot of people don't. And I just think it's a great opportunity to build a project around that. I mean, no one's really exploring that kind of theme, so that's what keeps me going, man. That's what keeps me going, keeps me grinding. Yeah, man, 100%.
Yes.
It should be interesting,
especially right now, in this phase while there's like a mouse or a bird behind you trying to tackle you, maybe. So you're coming up with OG passes.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. OG passes are coming in.
Yep.
How you can throw some alpha if you want after that, but how do you keep that level of trust with your core community and gang and inside the Discord, of course, and all your followings? How do you maintain that?
Look, I think it's a very, especially at the moment, trust and FUD and speculation is rampant. And I think the best way to counteract that is just never over promising and under delivering. So my key token with this is there's no false promises. I haven't made any promises of utility. There's no token coming. I just want to explore the art process. So my idea is to drop art and just deliver. And I feel like at the moment I can keep delivering what I put my mind to and what the project wants to do, then I'll be gaining and keeping people's trust. And that's pretty much the main thing. I mean, I've been in the space for so long. At the end of the day, if someone isn't confident, I mean, that's fine. We were all users and consumers, but I think the only way to counteract that is just under promise, over deliver. And that's the key in this game, to be honest. And that's the plan.
Being transparent. And I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and if your project is solely about art, then that's fine. I mean, sometimes I find that people, and that's okay too, right? But sometimes I find that people, leads and creators maybe out there, and not even on only HBAR or whatever, Soul, anyone, tend to get caught up inside I gotta promise utility. I gotta promise a token. I gotta promise something, in return. But out there, man, I mean, there's so many amazing projects that, it's only art. It's art and community. Yes, of course, you can always have this part that flips and that, total legion going ham, flipping 10, keeping 20 and whatever. That's part of it, right? But the huge part of it too is, man, art is just bonanza. I want to keep it. The lead is cool. Bra one is a good guy. I mean, community there, there's the whole circle to it.
Definitely. I think that's very important. Obviously there's different kind of collectives, there's different kind of projects.
1000%.
And I feel like if you keep true to what your values are throughout the whole process, people will realize that, and you can explore your project properly. yeah, I think, you know, it's hard in this space because there's so much going on, and there's so many avenues you can take, and yeah, I kind of just want to stick by what I want to do, and if I need to be different, I'll need to be different. Um, yeah, I mean, to what you're saying, I mean, there are incredible art projects like, you know, Dead Pixels Club. They came on the scene. They didn't promise anything. They're delivering art,
Yeah.
and people are receptive, right? So yeah, man, it's complex, but I mean that's what we're doing. So we're just art based at the moment. And Phil, that's not to say, you know, I'm gonna keep this project agile. I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna evolve when I can evolve.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not making any promises. I'm just seeing where it goes, where it
That's
leads.
cool.
There's things I want to do down the pipeline, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's the best of ways, man. There's so much we don't control out there, man, in terms of facts, HBAR pricings. I mean,
Yeah.
especially right now, you know, and this kind of stalemate in terms of attitudes and how people are feeling too, man. So yeah, for sure. Are you alone with this project, or do you have partners or colleagues?
Yeah. I mean, apart from the artists I'm kind of collaborating with, yeah, it's just solo. It's just me.
Wow, bro. Shout out to you. The dev too, the entire thing, you know, the backing stuff, that's all you too?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big thing,
Shout
you
out.
know. I started
It
it,
is.
and we continued, and you know, I was like, wow, this actually requires a lot of my energy. This is great. But I feel like I love the process. You know, you got to love the process. And
Yeah.
and I really do. It allows me to be creative. It allows me to, you know, build something again, and yeah, I love that. So yeah.
How many total supplies tomorrow, depending on where we launch this video, but Friday, how many total supply you're launching?
250.
250. So you got to mint out. Let's be clear. You minting out.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
that's the idea, right?
Yeah, for sure. Then what's next for you after that? What's next? How do you tackle this? For sure, you get 2-3 steps or.
Yeah, well, once we mint out, next is dropping art with DYOR. That's going to be completely separate to what we've released previously. That's going to be pretty special, and that's going to be, you know, details will be confirmed, but OG holders will get that art. And then once we release that, we want to kind of explore. We've got a couple of artists reaching out. I've got 2 artists I want to get on board. I just don't know exactly how I want to release that to the community, whether that's going to be part of an airdrop or whether that's going to be, you know, a small price or a very limited collection. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, once we sell a Gen 1, then it's kind of bringing more artists on board and showcasing their work. And we really want to start that process.
Well, the monkey is really active in the back. How do you, or the bird, whatever. What's your pitch? What's your pitch? What's your pitch when you approach artists? Because out there, it's in real life artists, right? That you take. Are they your friends?
Yeah.
Are they people you already knew from your colleagues, from your friends?
A lot of them are.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of them are, and I think that's an easier kind of pitch, right? Because if I know them personally for many years, they trust me, they see what I'm doing, and then I can kind of explain what I'm doing, and then they can talk to their friends. So it's a lot like that. But essentially, it's like, hey man, look, you're doing dope work. Let's get you work on an NFT. Like, look what the market is. Look what happens. Look at this community. Look how they love the art. They're all art people. Like, you know, it's very easy. It's a very easy transition for them. They see the value straight away. You know, as it goes back to what I was saying, you know, street arts, graffiti arts, it's lonely. So they crave that kind of community vibe. They crave that feedback. So it's a win-win for them, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
like
it's very easy to get them on board. Yeah. And I guess as a project gets bigger and bigger, you get more of an audience, more of a community. They're just going to see more of the value, right? And that's kind of the idea. So I mean, it's going to be the hardest to get these people involved now, and it's not really difficult at all. So yeah, man.
I was having a talk with Ryan from Aliens 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you know him. And we were going on about the creative process, right? Because no matter how you put it down, it's not something tangible. It's not something that's fixed in concrete, something that is regular or even inside a routine, right? How do you find yours? How do you come around it?
The creative process, inspiration. I get a lot of inspiration from all areas of life. Inspiration from physical art. I mean, look, the Drop One collection. I say Drop One because it is going to be Drop One, but the Drop One collection, the idea behind that and the creative process was, one, I love cartoons. Second, I really loved cartoons in street art graffiti. Like my friends who I grew up with, I mean, they were pretty much the best graffiti writers in Sydney and the area. Well regarded in that kind of underground community. And they were true artists. So the stuff they were pulling was just amazing. I always kind of wanted to bring that kind of cartoony street art vibe. So, I mean, there was a lot of plotting. And then I was like, well, what if I morph kind of cartoons with the idea of street art, and what would that look like? And, growing up, the cartoons I love, like, Ren and Stimpy,
yeah,
Ed
there's a
and
filter.
Eddie. Yeah. That kind of like, Ed and Eddie's like, there's nothing else like it, and I really like, this would be really cool to bring, but kind of polish it up a little bit. So the Drop One, I have a friend of mine, many years, he's a cartoonist. So I reached out to him. I said, hey man, this is what I really want to do. What do you think? And we sat down with him, and months passed, long time coming, and first draft we got, we're like, yeah, this is cool, let's roll with it. So it's been a collaboration with him to try and bring out, the best we can, and kind of make it funny and a little bit different. So yeah, man, heavily influenced by 90s 2000 cartoons, unfinished cartoons, polished it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the creative process behind that Drop One. Yeah.
You said you were in Australia, right? Not to dox you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
How's it? Did you travel around like the globe or whatever since I don't know, say 2-3 years or?
I traveled pre-COVID a lot, all around Europe. And then I've just recently been to New Zealand. Asia, I've been to Asia. So yeah, I mean, I've done my little bit of traveling, but I'd like to do more. But yeah, I've traveled.
How do you find the crypto NFT market in Australia? Because of course, from down here in Canada, no one knows about it, right? Aside from BTC, FTX, and Ethereum, right? That's all they know. How is it on your side of things?
Look, Australia is very, pro-regulation with crypto. Okay. The government's come out pretty open with it. There's none of this SEC rubbish going on. We've got a couple of big exchanges here.
He's saying yes to regulations.
Exactly. And we got some big exchanges that are solely Oz-based. I wouldn't say it's big, but it is growing here. But at the end of the day, people just know BTC. They know Ethereum. I don't think many of them know HBAR. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite progressive. Let's put it that way. Quite progressive. Like we have FPOS here, which is a payment system. So when we go to the stores and we pay with our card, whether it's from the banks or anything, they all use this FPOS system.
What's it called?
FPOS is actually on HEDERA. FPOS.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yeah, I mean, massive. I don't know how many billings they do, but it's a big percentage of volume in Australia, and that's being run on HEDERA. So that's a pretty cool little thing that's happening here. But it's pretty pro crypto. It's pretty good.
Before the monkey gets too hot behind, I gotta leave you with one last question. What's you got a big, and I discovered that maybe like 3 days ago. You got a big street art collection down your Discord server, and that's really something, you know, that I would love, man, to see grow, and for people to, you know, just to all, I don't know, I have this image of people all around the world, you know, having a tag, you know, they just made and they posted down your server. I don't know, that's just something that would be
That's the
amazing.
idea, Phil. That's the idea.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
amazing.
what I
Man.
want.
People got to know about that
Yeah.
stuff. You do graffitis, you know where to go. Hbrahs, man, the section is really great, man. It's really neat. I had fun over there. It's really great, and you know, having just the share your graffiti over there, you know, it's great. It's a nice section.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you for passing by, man. Best of success for the mint. Best of success leading on. You're welcome back anytime on the show, anytime over the Discord, anytime over Twitter. If I can help you, man, that's a niche and really a one-on-one angle that's unique, man. So best of success in your all your endeavors, brother.
Appreciate it, Phil. Likewise, man. Thank you very much. Very humbled to be on the show, and definitely let's reconnect in the future, man. I really appreciate the support and everything you're doing for the scene and the market, man.
Hell yeah, man. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. People who work hard, work the proper way, man, needs to be known. And I'm here for it, man. So have a great...
Thanks, Phil.
It's evening time for you? Yeah, it's evening time. Big time. It's late, man.
It's actually morning.
Oh!
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Coffee in hand.
That's crazy. Good morning. That's crazy, man. Wow, that's amazing. Have a great day. Have a great Friday.
Take care, you too,
man.
Phil. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Hbrahs1, thank you so much for your presence today on the show, even for just taking the time again. Best of success for all year. You truly understand the concept of under-promising and over-delivering. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. What you're doing is one-of-one street art. Let's go. The channel down your Discord is really a sight to be seen. Hbrahs, if you did not see that, go see it right away. And I will see you on the next show.